So I walk in and we break off. So I go with Carrie, who's John's husband, and I say, we'll get the food. You guys go get the drinks. And so Tim and John went off to get the drinks, and then Carrie and I went to get the food. And so I'm going to get the food, and this guy says, "Are you Don Lemon?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "You're a fucking asshole. You're a piece of shit." And I said, "Oh, really?" And then it went back. I said, "It takes one to know one." And then I had a few words with him. And he was so insulted because I came right back at him and he wasn't expecting that he all of a sudden became the victim. And his girlfriend is getting in my face and said, "How dare you talk to my boyfriend like that?" And I'm like, what world am I living in? You approached me. You stopped me, asked me who I was, and then insulted me. And now you are going to play the victim. And so here's the weird thing. The cameras are everywhere, right? So the people at Madison Square Garden, they're seeing this on the cameras. Guys, everything is watched, right? And then there are people watching, and then there are people who are there and they see there's an altercation, phones are out. I'm surprised it hasn't been on the internet yet or whatever. And so this girl is screaming in my face, and I'm telling her, "Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Get out." She goes, "How dare you speak to him?" And he's hiding behind her with a phone, behind his girlfriend. And then it's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, he's like, I wish we were outside right now and I said, "Here I am, right here. Come on. Take your best shot." I said, "That will be the last person you ever hit in your life. Go for it." "Oh, no. He just kept such a coward. And so he starts screaming because he's such a coward. And then he goes into the bar because his girlfriend put her drink on the floor when she was whatever, and then knocked it over. Goes into the bar. And as he's screaming, they're screaming homophobic slurs at me. And so there are people there, and he goes, "Hey, Don Lemon, look, I don't agree with you on a lot, but that was wrong. That shit should never have happened." And I was like, "Yeah." And then so they call security. And then unbeknownst to me, Tim, who's my husband, and John, who's Carrie's husband, they're in the bar, and the guy comes in the bar screaming at the bartender, "Don Lemon just insulted me and blah, 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 and assaulted me." And my friend says, "No, that doesn't sound like Don at all." Anyways, they get kicked out. The security comes to me and said, "I'm so sorry that this happened to you. We're looking for him on the camera. We could see the whole thing on camera. We're going to look for him and we're going to send him out. In the meantime, would you like to be upgraded?" And we said yes. And she goes, "We have 4 tickets for you, 4 seats in the suite, and it is down on the something executive level or whatever." And so anyways, so luckily this time, like, they didn't run over and try to blame the black man or whatever as I'm the aggressor. There were enough people there who saw it and they said that was bullshit, and they heard homophobic slurs and all kinds of things. But this was an angry white man who insulted me and then got insulted because I gave it right back to him, because I'm not a fucking pussy. You come at me, I'm going to come at you.